Hello,
Hi.
hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Touching You Talk Show. I am Sheila Black, and I have a very special guest with me in the person of Liz. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I am doing well. So I like to ask my guests, how long have we known each other?
Well, I I think I've known of you for a long time. I had never worked directly with you, and then we've known each other. Oh gosh, are we a year and a half now that we've worked closely together?
Yes.
So we've been at the same company for a long time, and I always heard your name on the calls and everything like that, but I'd never worked that close with you. So
Well, I
a
must say,
long time though.
yeah, I must say it's a joy working with you. You're such a great manager, and it's just a joy working with you. So,
I love working with you too.
so
It makes my job easier. You're so great.
that is so good. So tell me about you. Where are you from? How did you end up becoming a country girl?
So I am from Florida, born and raised. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, at the Navy base, and I've always been a country girl from day one. I didn't always live far out in the country. We did live in city limits part of when I was growing up, but for the most part, I've always been a country girl. All my friends lived out in the country. My very best friend, all the way from kindergarten to 12th grade, actually lived on a dairy. And so I'm very familiar with dairy life, dairy cows, beef dairies, things like that. So I've always been in the country.
Wow. So when did you ride your first horse? Do you ride horses?
I do, or I used to. I haven't in a very long time. I'd say my very first one, I was too young to remember, but I do have pictures. Too young to be on it by myself. I'd say by myself, probably about 5 years old. Of course, the adult supervising, but yeah, I've rode horses since I was little. I haven't rode one probably in a decade.
Well,
So,
that's amazing. That's amazing. So
yeah,
tell me about you have a petting zoo, and
yes.
I was just so amazed that this corporate America woman has a petting zoo. Tell me about your petting zoo. What made you decide to start it?
Well, I've always owned animals, all kinds, and a friend of mine's daughter back in 2023 wanted to have a petting zoo at her birthday party. And my dog's back here, sorry. And we started pricing them, and it was upwards to $800, but that included a bunch of things: ponies, cows, things like that. So we already had rabbits, and I thought, why don't we just do a small petting zoo? We already have the animals. And from there, we did her birthday party with those. We did all rabbits at the time. And from that birthday party, other mothers asked if we would do it for them. So that's how it started. We did about 3 or 4 birthday parties, and then we decided to make it official. My friend and I came up with a name, and we actually do this together. Um, she has little ones. It's a little harder for her to do a little bit of it. I have all the animals here. Um, but that's how it started, all because her little girl, I believe it was her 5th birthday, wanted animals at her birthday.
Wow. So
So
what animals do you have at your petting zoo? And is it mobile?
it is mobile. It is mobile. We go to the parties. We do birthday parties, church events, daycares. We've been inside of daycares with our animals, and we bring rabbits, goats, tortoises. Every once in a while, somebody will ask me to bring a chicken, and I will. Um, for any that want it indoors, just basically the rabbits are what we bring. The rabbits are the biggest part of it. Most people choose them. Not too many people choose the goats. I think we've booked our first goat party in a year. So those are kind of not as popular. Everybody wants the rabbits, which truly amazed me. We didn't think that would be that popular, but it is.
So how do you keep them all in one spot?
I have portable fencing,
Mm-hmm.
and when we set up, I have a 12 by 12 canopy with portable fencing that goes inside. And inside of that portable fencing, we do another break off with fencing so the rabbits can be in one section, and they don't get too bothered by the kids or stepped on by the kids. And we just bring them out one at a time, or they feed them through the little gate. Um, if we're doing birthday parties, we will do ground seating, something for the kids to sit on and let the rabbits get in their lap, as long as the parents are in there with them to do that, because they can bite, and that's what I always tell the parents. They say, do they bite? They have teeth. Yes.
Have you had any mishaps like that before?
Yes. Yes. I have had a rabbit bite a child. So,
Oh my goodness. What about you?
oh yes, I've been bit multiple times. I was just bit last weekend. So
Mm,
right on the top of my hand, she bit, and because she was tired of being at the event. And I usually catch them before they get that way, but I didn't notice her getting anxious, and she let me know quickly. She was done. So
wow.
I try to monitor their personalities and
Mhm,
how they start acting,
mhm.
and remove them. And I missed that one.
Okay,
So
so you can tell when they're excited or when they're
yes.
irritated. How do you tell?
So they have signs. If they thump with their foot, they'll thump real hard. They're over it. That's them throwing an attitude, and they're just completely over it. Or if they're constantly trying to hide behind something and get away from the children, then I know that they are done. They need a rest. So we do bring multiple with us, and I have cages to put them in with fans, or the lady, like I mentioned before, my friend, she comes with me. And if it becomes too much or it's too hot of a day, she will go put them in the truck with the AC and get them out of the weather. So we just have to separate them.
That is so, so amazing. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, so that is my homestead page, but it does have my rabbits on it. That is my Yep, that's my YouTube.
What made you decide to start your YouTube channel?
Well, I predominantly watch YouTube instead of regular TV. Um, all farm channels, or how to build, or how to garden, because I love garden and woodwork, so I'm always on YouTube. And one day I just looked at my husband and said, why don't I do this? I have enough stuff to entertain with. I have the animals. I'm always building something. I'm always in the garden. Why not video it? So, and that's when I learned that projects take twice as long when you're videoing. So, hey, I bow down to these YouTubers that they their videos are like professional, and I'm thinking, wow, that was a lot of work. Oh, hopefully my internet's
I
not
think I'm
trying to
having a little bit of technical difficulties. Wow.
That's okay.
You try to share your screen and then it doesn't work.
I know. I have horrible internet out here most of the time. So far, it's it's been holding up, which I've been really, really amazed. So
So, what age groups do you have for your petting zoo? Is it like just for little kids? Is it for big kids? Tell me.
we have adults that will hire us just to bring them and let them play with them.
Mhm. Uh,
So yeah,
the
multiple
adults?
adults.
Wow.
Typically children from, I'd say, 2 to 10, but about, I'd say, halfway through the birthday party, because we do 2 hours, the adults come in. The kids will be done in the first 45 minutes. And then the adults come in, and they sit down and they play with them. We did a party where there was a lady, I'd say she was maybe in her mid 30s, And she just spent the rest of the birthday party sitting in there with rabbits. So
Wow, that is so amazing. I just can't imagine it. Coordinating a petting zoo. So tell me what you got going on behind you.
so this is our pond, and that we dug this because my Jack Russells like to swim, and I love to keep ducks. So we dug this pond last summer. It needs still some work. We just put fish in it, and now he's got to build a fountain. But that is, and then behind here somewhere, I can't really see it with the glare of the sun here, but somewhere back there, I don't know if you can see boxes stacked, or it looks like a little tower, and those are bees. So those are my honeybees.
Ooh, oh my goodness. How long have you had the honeybees?
The honeybees are new for me this year. I just got
Oh,
them a few weeks ago. I have studied for probably over a year about getting them, and just got them a few weeks ago. So I'm very excited.
so how long does it take them to produce honey?
From what I understand, it had I not gotten an established hive and I had just ordered them online and had them brought in and started my hive brand new, I would have not seen any honey this year. It would have been next season. So I would have gone the whole year into the next season before I seen honey. But I was lucky, and I have a wonderful neighbor who lives across the street from me. He had 7 hives, and he had to split them this year when he was going through them. And I went over there and helped him, and he gave me an established hive. So I should see honey. There's honey in there now, but I should see enough to actually harvest some this season.
Wow,
So,
that is so, so, so amazing. Now you have
yes.
chickens somewhere out there. Tell me about the chickens.
The chickens, I have about, I believe I counted 28 yesterday. I was doing a head count, and I sell their eggs. They're that, and that's all I do with them. I don't do meat chickens. That's a lot of work, and I don't like doing it.
Hmm.
I tend to fall in love with my chickens. I have favorites, and they have personalities, and so then I have a hard time, doing the part you have to do to be able to process them. So all my chickens are pets. I do not name them because as soon as
Mm.
I name them, something will get one. But yes, I have about 28 chickens, and I sell the eggs from that.
Wow, there was a video that I saw of you. You had some type of clamp and you were trying to check the eggs. How do you check those? Tell me about that.
So those were duck eggs, and I have 3 female ducks, and all of them were wanting to make a nest. So the one on the video was just one nest that I went through. I actually had 2 more nests of another 20 eggs each that I went through off video. And basically, what I do is I come out at dark, and I have a really strong flashlight, and I pull the eggs out, as you saw, with grabbers because ducks are mean when they're protecting their nest. Oh, my dog just got it. Oh, hang on. I'm so sorry. The dog touched the electric fence. he got it. He fixed it. He's good.
Okay,
Oh, he bumped right into it too. Oh my
don't
gosh.
do that to us.
I'm so sorry. Well, I told you it'll be like a spaz moment because all the animals are everywhere, and when I'm out here, they all kind of come around me and do their thing, and so he's done nothing but circle, and he backed up into the electric fence. So, and he's very long legged, and he got a little tangled, but he got out. But back to the eggs, I take a very strong flashlight in the evening, and I come out, and I have grabbers that people would like maybe pick up trash with, just the kind you squeeze the hand on it grabs. And I have to, I get them from underneath her that way, so I'm not getting attacked constantly. And I just shine the light up against the egg, and you can tell different stages. Like I can tell if there's no veining that started, and you'll have the eyeball kind of form, so you can kind of see if something has started at all. So if I'd have saw veins kind of branching out, I would have known they were fertile and they had the incubation period had started, and I would have left the egg. Um, and come to find out, I don't think any of them made it. She has until Friday,
Mm.
and then I'll let them go 3 more days. And if nothing hatches, I have to pull them because then they'll rot. They'll be rotten. So
Mhm.
if they're not viable, they're probably already rotten. So I
Mhm.
have to be very careful when I dispose of them. That
Yeah.
can be a very bad situation.
Yeah. So, what other animals do you have out there with you?
We have goats, dogs, turkeys, a mini pig, and of course the ducks, the bees. I'm trying to think. The rabbits, um, tortoises, bearded dragons. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I think that's it. Do you want to see one of the bunnies?
I do.
Okay, let me grab one. Now I'm gonna show you my biggest one.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the fun part, y'all.
After I tell the dog to go away, let me see. This is the fun part.
Are the dogs jealous?
They do pretty good. They actually do pretty good.
So, I didn't hear you say cats.
I am allergic to cats.
Okay.
So this
Oh.
this is a giant Flemish. This is a very big bunny. She weighs. Oh, she's freaked out because the dog's right here. She weighs about 15 pounds.
Ooh, she is so pretty, though.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Her
What
name is
does
Waffles.
okay. What does
I
she
have
eat? She looks like she
um,
eats hamburgers.
so the majority of her diet is hay.
Okay.
Yep, she's over it. Hang on.
Okay.
She doesn't like that the dog's right here. Okay. And he's over here heavy breathing too.
Okay.
So, um, but they eat hay, and I do supplement them with pellets, but 90% of their diet is hay.
Okay.
See, I'll show you the other one. This is the cute one. He's
Oh, how
eyeliner.
pretty. Yes. So what's this baby's name?
So this is Peach,
Okay. Hi, Peach.
and this is as big as Peach gets. She gets
Okay.
no bigger than this. Um, they're just different breeds. She is
Mm.
a Hotot. She's a dwarf rabbit, and then I have about 13 total. 13 rabbits total. So
Whew. What's the noise level?
not bad.
Really?
Um, the rabbits really don't make noise.
Mm-hmm.
The goats, they make, of course, they'll make noise.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm surprised y'all haven't heard them because they're literally right in front of me. Um, and then the chickens, if something spooks them or they sing their egg song because when they're laying an egg, they'll do a little squawking in the box, or if something scares them. I'd say the noisiest thing I have is sometimes the goats, mainly the turkey. I have a male turkey that never stops gobbling. He constantly gobbles for no reason. He'll drive you insane. Um, but for the most part, it's not really noisy.
That's
That or I've just gotten used to it.
well, that's good. So, are your neighbors close, or you have enough space to where you're not necessarily disturbing a neighbor or anything like that?
No, I mean I can see their houses, but we're on 6 acres and
Hmm.
it's wide. I mean it is long, but it's wide enough that they even told me they don't hear my animals inside their house.
That's
So
good. That's
yeah.
good. So, how many dogs did you say you had?
I have, well, within the last couple weeks now, I only have 4 myself. Um, I had 5 and one passed away
Oh,
a
I'm
couple weeks
sorry.
back.
Hmm.
And but my son does live on the property and he has 3. So as of right now, there are a total of 7 dogs on the property.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing. I could not imagine.
And they
And
all get along.
hmm,
Yep.
wow.
It it's very it's very weird to me that they all get along as well as they do. Especially, we've only had one since October. She was a stray that my son's girlfriend saw somebody dump out of their truck on her way home from work and brought home. And she is a pit bull. She's fit right in. She messes with none of my livestock. All the dogs leave the livestock alone. Um, I mean, even when I was grabbing the rabbit out of the bin here that I have it in, the dog was fine. He was just standing there, but the rabbit didn't like having the dog stand there. So, um, but
I, I
he
probably
will,
wouldn't either. I see how big that dog is.
yeah. And he is 12. He is starting to become an old man. Um, and as you've seen, he just circles me. He
Hmm.
just constantly circles me wherever I'm at. He's at. Pretty much, if all my dogs were out, they'd be right here. They they all stay with me.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's amazing. So, are you all booked up for Easter?
I am. I
Wow.
have 2 Easter parties the
Hmm.
weekend of Easter. Not on actual Easter, but the Saturday of that weekend, so the 4th. I have an 11 o'clock, and then we'll come home and refresh everybody and make sure everybody cools down, and then we have a 5 o'clock.
So, how do you prepare? How do you get the animals prepared for the petting zoo outing?
There's really honestly, I load the trailer up before we go, or the evening before the parties, and they're all so easy to catch that I just have all their crates on the back of my truck, on the tailgate of my truck. In the morning, I grab them out of their pens, put them in their cages, and then I put that. I drive a GMC Denali, a pickup truck, and the back seat of my in the back seat, because it's a full extended cab, folds up, and that's where everybody rides except for the goats. The goats do ride in the horse trailer, but the rabbits get to ride the cab because I don't want to give them a heart attack having them drive down the road, either in the back of the truck or the trailer, because they can pass pretty quickly from fright, so, and
Oh,
stress.
okay, okay.
So
So, tell us about we had a game that we played, and it was two truths and a lie. You'd have to figure out where the lie was. And one thing that was the truth was that you had a goat in the back of a convertible. Tell
in the
me
pa-
about this.
I had the goat in the passenger seat of the convertible.
Tell me about this. What did the people think?
So I got a lot of looks. uh, I was not out to get a goat that day. We went to a local flea market, and this gentleman had this goat in a dog crate where it could barely stand up. I could tell she was pregnant, and I refused to leave her there. And so, me and my red convertible black top Mustang, I buckled her in, held her in the passenger seat, and took off, went home with her.
Nice. That is so amazing. I wish I could see a video of that.
Yeah,
I wish I could see all the people going, what in the world?
I I that car saw some stories. I back when that happened, I had 2 boxers dogs, which are big dogs, and I used to ride with the top down, and they'd be in the back seat, and we would ride by McDonald's and get them a hamburger and go to the beach and do whatever. So I've taken there was many animals in that car. So
That is so good. So,
yeah.
what advice do you have for someone that may be thinking about starting their own petting zoo? What would be the first thing they would need to do?
the first thing, you, you know, decide what animal you want to do. The larger animals is a lot more work. Um, and don't start out pricing yourself low. Do not.
Wow.
Look around at other people in your area that are doing the same thing. Price yourself well. Don't start out low just because you're just starting out. Decide the type of animals you want and have everything you need before you do it. All your gates, your pins, everything. Make sure you have good liability insurance and a vet. Get established with a vet immediately because I've been to the vet 6 times in the last month. So make sure there's an emergency fund account for your animals because things can happen. And it's crazy things. Just off the wall things that you never would think of. Like for the rabbits, you have rabbits. Their rabbits' teeth they never stop growing, which is why they need the hay and things that chew on to kind of keep it down. And I wound up with a rabbit that I had purchased who had a certain, I don't know if you would call it a disease. I forget the name of it, but her teeth always grew and they grew weird and sideways. And I had to take her to the vet and have them trimmed often.
Mm.
Um, and so that was a lot of money. I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but here locally, as soon as you walk into the vet's office, and and I found maybe one that wasn't this way, but he retired. But once you walk into a vet's office, they consider him exotic, and it was $250 just for me to walk in the vet's office with the rabbit.
Mm. Okay, be
So
prepared financially.
yes, prepared financially. Make sure you're physically fit. I am not. And there are days I wish I was. I mean, if you can handle the heat, if you're somewhere where there's extreme heat, stay hydrated, um, and just don't overdo it. Don't overbook yourself. Um, I I do have 2 parties on the 4th. I usually never book double that way on the same day, but the one she books me every year. She never keeps me the 2 hours. She pays the full fee, and it's literally just her and her daughter, and that's it. And I'm just going to their house and letting them play with the rabbits for an hour, and then her little girl is done. So that's the only reason I have 2 on that day. But don't double book yourself. It's stressful for you and the animals. So
So, which animals would you say never have for a petting zoo, or wouldn't be appropriate for a petting zoo?
um, I'm not sure. It's like as far as your normal livestock, I don't know what I would consider not appropriate, um, except maybe babies, like ducklings and chicks, because kids can drop them. You don't want them to get smushed. They're more fragile. I don't ever bring baby animals, so that'd probably be about it. I mean, because other than that, everything has teeth. Everything can bite. So as long as it's not an aggressive animal, I'd say all your typical farm animals could probably do it.
That's good. Hey, I wanted to ask about the fish in your pond. Do you have to feed them?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
As long as you have enough smaller fish in there that they can feed on, then you don't have to. Ours typically they are getting fed because I feed the ducks, and so they can come up and do that. Oh, there's a turtle in my pond too. I forgot about that. Somebody
Ooh,
gave me an aquatic turtle that they had kept in a fish tank, and I put him in the pond.
how big is it?
I'd say he's only about 7 inches in diameter.
So, do they bite, or do you know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think I would run.
Well, I mean, if you see it, because if it's getting you in the water, you might not see him.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
might catch you by surprise. But we kayak on the pond, and the dogs swim in the pond, and that turtle is, well, like I said, 7 inches in diameter. That's not very big. So he's not going to hurt anything, and he's not a snapping turtle. He's a slider. I don't
Okay.
know if you've ever seen the ones like with the yellow stripes on them.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah.
amazing. Well, I appreciate you taking this time out to let us take a peek in your world. I always ask my guests, there may be someone who is scrolling and maybe they get to this point. They haven't heard anything that we said, but they're at this point and maybe they're discouraged today. What kind of
Mhm.
encouraging word could you give to them?
Well, I would say, I mean, if they're discouraged and this is something they want to get into, reach out, talk to other people that do it. Don't be discouraged. Like, I've had multiple people reach out to me. One was at a birthday party. Ask, ask, and if one person won't help you, if they gatekeep, ask the next person. Don't be shy, because eventually somebody's going to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep on, keep on.
Okay.
So
So how do people reach you if they would like to? Now she's in Florida, so all of you Texas people, she is not coming to Texas, right?
I'm not coming to Texas. I do like Texas. I have been
I
because
don't
my
know.
husband.
Maybe you could come and bring maybe two or three. But
Right, right. I don't think the animals would like the trip, but that's a long ride in the car. But yeah, I will never drive to Texas again. I will fly. That was that was wrong. That's too long of a trip. But no, I am in Florida. I'm in North Florida. I'm right on the border of Georgia. So I do a lot inside of Georgia as well. Um, but if they have questions, they can reach me through Facebook. It's Little Farm Friends. I don't remember if I have the LLC on the end of it, but I may. And you will see it's a black and white logo. Um, and you can message me because I'll answer, any questions you have, and um, hopefully I know the answers. And you
all right,
you do
so
have
it's
to think of
little
your state
farm
laws
friends.
too.
Oh, okay, yeah. So tell
Yeah.
me about that. I mean, because I remember the people next door to me, they had chickens, but they're not allowed to do that in the area. So how do you find out whether you're allowed to do that in your area? Where do you go?
You just have to reach out to your county. Most you can call
Oh,
up to the county extension office usually. Um, Most of the times you can Google it on your county website. But yeah, you just have to reach out to your county. Where I am, we have multiple different little cities inside of our county, and some of them can have chickens but no roosters, and then some of them can't have chickens at all. And so every area is different. So just make sure before you get a bunch of animals that you're allowed to keep them. And just because you buy acreage doesn't mean you can have them. I have a cousin that has 8 acres, and you would think you could have animals on that, and they are limited. Just this year, after about 7 years, I believe, um, they're allowed to have chickens but no roosters. So always check, because it doesn't mean agricultural.
okay, I'm going to try this again because I didn't share the right one the first time.
Okay.
I think I have the right one this time. So is it this
Yep,
one?
that's it. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
All right. Well, I will put the link in the chat, and there is an email address, and you can reach out if you have any questions. And like I said, all you Texas people, too sad, so sad. We're gonna have to find somebody in Texas
Yes.
because Liz is in Florida in that area. All right.
I
Well,
tell
I
you what,
want to thank you so much for taking the time. What were you about
no
to say?
problem. Oh, I was just going to say, I'm going to be totally jealous if somebody does a petting zoo with longhorns. I want a longhorn so bad. And I know everybody
Oh,
in Texas. I know they're in Texas, and I want one.
well, maybe you have to just come and get it. What you say about that? Come and get you one in that
Don't threaten me
convertible.
with a good time, because I will. Look,
Well, thank you so much for being my guest. And I will put all of the links, all the pertinent links in the chat. This has been Touching You Talk Show. Have a great day, everyone.